This is Doug DeMuro, and today we're going to talk about Tesla Cybertruck values, and specifically, will Tesla Cybertruck values ever stop falling? This thing is on a crash course at depreciation, has been for a few years now. Is it ever going to stop depreciating? Let's get into it. Before we get started, are you ready for your next cool car? Sell your enthusiast car on Cars and Bids. Trading in your car to dealers means you aren't getting market value for your car, leaving you with less cash for your next fun car. Just look at our recent sales of these cool cars compared to current trade-in value. This is a trade-in offer, and this was the Cars and Bids result. This is a trade-in offer, and this was the Cars and Bids result. This is the trade-in offer, and this is the Cars and Bids result. Get started now on carsandbids.com. Sell on Cars and Bids and join the best community to sell your enthusiast car. Okay, so the Cybertruck, the famous truck that everybody loves to love or loves to hate or hates to love or whatever. Let's get a little background about Cybertruck pricing, and then I'll kind of get into my thoughts on depreciation, where it's headed, and will it actually fall to zero? Because it has been plummeting. Okay, so Cybertruck, first one on sale at the very end of 23. I reviewed one in like early spring 24. The very first deliveries were the very end of 23. And the very first models were the Foundation Series Cybertrucks. And I remember the sticker price for those was $100,000 for a regular Foundation Series, or about $120,000 for the more powerful Foundation Series Cyber Beast. So 100 grand, 120 grand. And Cars and Bids existed at that time, so you can go back and see exactly what they were selling for, and they were selling for big money. If you look, we started selling our first Cybertrucks that were initially, back up. Initially, Tesla said that they were going to like sue flippers, or that if you tried to buy a Cybertruck and flip it, you would get sued and you would never be allowed to buy another Tesla or some BS. Obviously laughable now. No, you can't flip one. But at the time, it was a big deal. And so people were afraid to flip them. And so there was this question of like, are these actually going to show up on the secondary market? When are they going to show up? I think Tesla wanted people to wait like 6 months or a year before flipping them. So it was like, is Cars and Bids going to get one? We had been a big source for people to flip brand new Broncos and Ford Lightnings and Rivians back when those were brand new vehicles and they were selling over sticker. And so it was like, when is Cars and Bids going to get the first Cybertruck? So finally we get our first ones in early 24, spring of 24. People decided like, I'm not worried about the flipper thing. I'm just going to do it. And they were rewarded. And if you look back at those early Cybertruck sales in early 24, Cybertrucks were selling for $150,000. And the primary Cybertrucks that we had were just the regular Foundation Series. So that was a $100,000 sticker price. People paid 100 grand and they were flipping it for 150. They were making $50,000 in those first 6 months of 24. That was a pretty good decision. Obviously, things have tailed off a little bit since then. And as I look at Cars and Bids now, I'm recording this at the end of April. I don't think it goes live until mid-May, but the pricing should be about the same. Recent sales on Cars and Bids had been in the high $50,000 to low $60,000 range. So 2 years ago, these trucks were pretty routinely selling for $130,000 to $155,000 on Cars and Bids getting flipped. Now they're selling, those same early trucks are now selling for $58,000 to $70,000. We're talking about they were selling for 2.5 times more just 2 years ago as they are right now. So it is a massive plummeting depreciation curve. And I think a lot of the Cybertruck enthusiasts and fans are wondering, will it stop falling? This truck, we spent all this money on. There's a lot of people on Twitter who are huge, like weird, kind of creepy Elon Musk obsessed people who like spent all their money on it. And it's like very clear when you watch their videos that they spent all their money on it because like their situation shouldn't allow them to have a 6-figure pickup truck, but they did, and it's all they are. It's their whole personality. And they got to be sitting there looking at these results saying, wait a minute, I thought this thing was going to be this huge hit. Why did I lose 100 grand from 150 where it was worth in 24 to 50 what it's worth now? So let's start by talking a little bit about why it's dropping so far. Depreciation for the Cybertruck has been strong for a couple of reasons. A big one actually has nothing at all to do with the Cybertruck, but it's just that the market has changed. Electric cars are not getting the same level of attention and interest and excitement and enthusiasm that they were when the Cybertruck came out, but honestly, the peak for EVs in the States, probably a little bit before that, 21, 22, 23, that era. The EV incentives have gone away because of the current political administration. The current political climate in general has made EVs out to be uncool. And so even the Cybertruck, which I think a lot of certain types of people consider to be the coolest EV, is still an EV by definition, kind of an uncool vehicle. And so like people are not as excited about it as they once were. And again, it hasn't only affected the Cybertruck. This has also affected the resale value for the Hummer EV, GM pickup, for Rivians. We've already seen that Ford has decided to cancel the Lightning, which is so insane because it was the hottest truck on earth 3 years ago. You couldn't buy them at Sticker, you couldn't find them, everybody wanted one, and now it's being canceled. You've seen this demand sort of dry up. And when demand dries up for a vehicle that is being sold new, what ends up happening is the automakers have to figure out a way to get transaction prices lowered in order to meet demand more where it is. And so typically that's because they lower prices, dealerships lower prices, there are massive incentives, there are rebates, there are coupons, there are all sorts of ways to do it. But the upshot of all of it is that it makes the car cheaper to buy as a new car. And when the car is cheaper to buy as a new car, obviously that affects used values. When the car is hard to buy as a new car, when you can't find them, when they're going for over sticker, which Tesla doesn't do, but other brands, when they're over sticker, that means used prices have got to be right up here behind the new car prices. But when you start to depress your values with deals and incentives on new cars, obviously used cars cannot be at a higher point because you could easily just go and buy a new one. So that in turn pushes down values for used cars, and that is exactly what's happening, again, to Cybertruck, but also to the Rivians, to all of the other electric vehicle trucks and electric vehicles in general. There just isn't the demand there was to sustain the level of interest, excitement, and especially value and resale value that there was 2-3 years ago. So that's been a big factor. And I will say, I think in all honesty, and Tesla people don't love to hear it, but I do think that some portion of the drop in demand that has affected the Cybertruck maybe a little bit more than other vehicles has been related to Elon and his political positions. The Cybertruck was never going to be a car that was going to appeal to sort of hippie liberal types, let's be honest. Just the way even though it's an electric car, the way it looks, the presence it has on the road, you were never going to get like liberals to be buying that car. It just was never going to, it was always going to sort of land with more truck people, more off-road people, muscle bro type people, that kind of thing. People who wanted to really make a statement, which a liberal in a Prius or a Model 3 doesn't want to do. However, Tesla as a brand has undoubtedly had reputational damage from Elon Musk's sort of positioning in the Trump administration. This is not me making a political statement. I think it's an objective fact, if we're honest. There's a lot of people who are wary of buying even Model 3s, Model S's, Model Ys, because of what they see as Elon's association with conservatism. And it's kind of a difficult line to walk if you're Elon, because maybe you are conservative, maybe you really want to go down that road, but your main product here is people who aren't necessarily aligned with that. Elon doesn't like being careful. He's the wealthiest guy in the world, and he doesn't want to be the wealthiest guy in the world and then have to watch what he says because he has to please his customers. But I do think that because he hasn't been as careful about those political affiliations, there has been an effect on Tesla. Probably that has harmed the Cybertruck's reputation a little bit and probably hurt some sales. Certainly it has had that effect on other Tesla models. Okay, so there's a demand factor there. The other issue with Cybertruck more specifically is that overproduction is undoubtedly a problem with Cybertruck. I think that Elon and Tesla felt that because it was a pickup truck that they could produce a massive number of these things. Pickup trucks sell in huge numbers to American consumers, and then it would be more successful and popular than it has been. It just came out last couple weeks that Bloomberg is reporting that 20% of all Cybertrucks sold recently have been purchased by other Elon Musk companies. So, SpaceX, the Boring Company, etc. They're making too many of them. And not only does that create a situation in the new market which deflates pricing, but when you make too many of them, you have to find some sort of fleet buyer to put cars down in order to get those overproduced vehicles sold. And in this case, they're selling them to Musk-owned companies. Now, on its face, there's nothing technically wrong with this. They're selling the cars. Tesla is selling the car to a company. It happens to be a different Musk company, but
It's a company. That's okay. That's totally okay. However, it is the same problem that you have with car companies selling to rental car fleets. It is totally okay if Chevy makes 100,000 Cobalts and 50,000 of them get sold to Hertz. They found a buyer. That buyer is probably not giving them the profit level that they would make if they were selling them to retail customers, but it's a way to sell a lot of cars at once, and it does a good job. The drawback is the used market. When Chevy sells half of their vehicles, or in Tesla's case, 20% of their Cybertrucks, to a corporate buyer as a fleet vehicle, it eventually finds its way to the used market, where the used market is flooded with too many vehicles that it clearly cannot support because the new market wasn't able to support those cars in the first place. The new market can barely support the 80% of actual retail sales that Cybertrucks are having, proven by the fact that they are having to discount them and do incentives, etc. When you take the 20% that go off to the Boring Company, etc., and then eventually those become used cars, you have an oversupply. And now there are even more. There's already too many Cybertrucks. There's going to be an even more too many Cybertrucks problem when those cars start to become used cars and those companies end up selling them, which you have to assume happens in 2, 3, 4 years. And that will further depress used car prices. And so the question then, well, first off, the question that's kind of posed in this video is how low can it go? And I think people are worried, like, my Cybertruck was worth 150 if I had flipped it right away, but I love Elon, so I kept it. Now it's worth 60. Is this thing going to go to zero? Am I going to lose 100,000 or 120,000 or opportunity cost 150,000 if I could have flipped it right away? Am I going to lose all my money? And I think the answer is absolutely not. I think the Cybertruck has enough speed and performance. I think it has enough desirability and capability, which are things that used car buyers often look for, that it will never go to zero. When you think about cars that go to zero, they are usually very cheap, mass-produced, not capable cars. The stuff that holds value okay and never really drops to zero is like the 4Runners, the Land Cruisers, the G-Wagons, the Xteras, cars that have some off-road capability, honestly pickup trucks, because there will always be someone who needs to tow or haul at some price. And so I don't think it will literally ever go to zero and Cybertrucks will become $2,000 used cars. I really don't think that's going to happen. I think there are enough interested buyers at some price point that there will be a price floor. And I think that Cybertrucks will still maintain an okay value years to come, even as they are very aged with big miles. However, I think values will continue to drop pretty significantly. I think there are a lot of Cybertruck owners out there who think that the initial sting is off, 2 years of depreciation, and now it'll probably be sort of flat. I do not think that that is the case. I think that values are probably going to get into the 30s in the next 18 months. Certainly the 40s. I mean, you're already seeing in the high 50s. So I think in 18 months, the low 40s, the high 30s, mid 30s is definitely a possibility. And thus, I think that when you think about the overproduction, when you think about the oversupply, you continue to have the market flooded with these. I do not see any reason why there is not just more upward pressure from the top to continue to push down prices. And so I think that if you're holding on to one of these and value is important to you and getting value out of the truck is important to you, yesterday was the best time to sell, and today is the next best time to sell, because I do not think you're going to be in any situation where these are going to go up or they're even going to go flat. I think you're going to be in continued decline. In terms of a bottom, like where does it end? My personal guess is we're going to see a very bottom with Cybertrucks at around $15,000, maybe $20,000. When the earliest ones are 9 to 13 years old, somewhere around there. So that's like 7 to 12 years, 7 to 10 years from now. I think they're going to be $15,000 to $20,000 trucks in 7 to 10 years, which is crazy when you really think about it. That really is a significant depreciation from where they were going when they were new. Now, 7 to 10 years from now, that's a lot. That's 9 to 11, 12 years of ownership, miles, use. Not surprising that over that period, you're going to see pretty significant depreciation. But I think these trucks will lose value to get to a level of $15,000 to $20,000 at that point. And you're already seeing that with the Model S, which is also a fantastic, groundbreaking, amazing, wonderful car that had an enormous impact on the industry. Well, the used market doesn't seem to care. And right now you can find sort of the cheapest used Model S for under $10,000. They are available at that price point all day long. They have depreciated just like other luxury sedans. Trucks tend to hold their value better than cars, like I mentioned, capability, towing and hauling, etc. So I bet the Cybertruck does keep more of its value than Model S, but I don't see a reason why Cybertruck doesn't drop to 15, 20 grand, 30 to 40 grand in 18 months, 15 grand in 5-7 years, something like that. They are going to keep depreciating and keep depreciating fast, at least unless something major changes on the market again. Supply is considerably constrained, which I can't imagine it will be. EVs have some crazy resurgence, which I can't imagine they will. Something like that. But barring something of that nature, if life continues on the trajectory it is, that's my prediction on Cybertruck values. And again, if you want to retain any money in your Cybertruck, get out today. It ain't going to get better. So there you go. Will Cybertruck values keep falling? Yes.